Hello everyone, my name is Sam with Child Support Game Over. Some of you may have known me from the past. Years ago I used to do videos on this channel, and I'm back. I'm happy to be back, and I'm back with a vengeance. As you guys can see on the screen, there's an order for dismissal here of June of 2018 against the Child Support Agency of Oneida County. Guys, first and foremost, I'm not a lawyer. This is not a law firm. Please do not take anything that I say and construe it to be legal advice. Guys, I consider this video a bombshell. These case laws that are quoted in this video are very difficult to find. As a matter of fact, they have scrubbed them and they've taken this contents out online, so it's very hard to access this actual text out of these cases, these citations out of these cases. So, you know, Troy and I put a lot of time and effort into this in an attempt to help you. You know, they put a slave collar on us, and I'm going to explain to you the process of how they put the slave collar on us. And they put it on there without a shot being fired. Okay, and if we don't wake up to this, it's going to continue to get worse, and then our kids are going to suffer as well. Our offspring's going to suffer as well, and you know, we got to act upon this information. Please do your own research. Please do your own studies. There's a lot of misinformation out there, so please be diligent in your studies, and I'm going to get started here. First and foremost, guys, your Social Security number does not make you a United States citizen. The Social Security number is a tax identification number given to the United States citizens. So there's a two-step process. First, you have to become a United States citizen, and then they'll issue you a Social Security number. And I'm going to prove that within the next following case laws. Two national governments exist. One to be maintained under the Constitution with all its restrictions. Restriction, guys, meaning the Constitution was set up to be a restriction on the governmental power. The other to be maintained by Congress outside and independently of the Constitution. Very important case law here, guys. The term resident and citizen of the United States is distinguished from a citizen, capital C, national of the United States of America, of one of the several states, in that the former is a special class of citizen created by Congress. Now this is where we have our problem, men, women. We have our problem because Congress, operating outside and independently of the Constitution, created a special class of citizen, which they have exclusive jurisdiction over. All their codes, rules, statutes, and regulations. Okay, they only are meant to govern this special class of citizen created by Congress. Were you born in or ever a resident of the District of Columbia or the Territories? If not, you're not a United States citizen, guys. Therefore, the United States citizens residing in one of the states of the Union are classified as property and franchises of the federal government as an individual entity. So once again, guys, an individual entity, again, is a legal fiction. It's a legal entity, okay? Thus, persons are under the exclusive jurisdiction of Congress, and the states are trying to gain jurisdiction over that person created by Congress, okay? by the definition of person, including an individual. Now, this is federal law. U.S. Code 611, there's many definitions of person, but they're always going to say individual. Individual. Now, this individual in your state, I don't care what state you live in, Texas, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Washington, okay? You guys know who you are. If you're an individual, they're talking about this individual entity, the property and the franchise of the federal government. So all of their statutes, codes, rules, and regulations govern such persons, right? Even if you go into the state law, and this is for my buddy Tyrone in Massachusetts, again, definition of person includes an individual, his executor, his administrator, or other personal representative. But once you get away from the individual, you don't have to get into trying to be the executor, administrator of a state. Honestly, you don't even have to get into that. Okay, it's the individual, and they're saying an individual entity. Okay. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about one of the people. Remember, this individual is a special class of citizen created by Congress. Okay? Okay. The IVD agency, the court, are making a presumption that you are a United States citizen, and they also make a presumption that you're the legal father. Now, the presumption that you're a United States citizen comes from when you were an infant, okay? And your mom or dad didn't know any better, and they checked the box going down to the Social Security Administration that you are a United States citizen. So again, that's the United States citizen that was created by Congress, outside of the Constitution. Your parents basically said, your mother and father basically said, you were born in the District of Columbia, okay? And therefore, they're presuming that you're a United States citizen, okay? And anytime you come out of that district, or they're claiming you came out of that District of Columbia, and now you're engaging in interstate commerce, and now you are under and subject to the UCC code. They're claiming that you're doing commerce amongst the states of the Union. We declined to overrule, and this is something that's very important and relevant, a little bit different than what we're talking about, but I'm going to get into the definitions as you see down here, 45 CFR 3011, definition of state and political subdivision. But first I'm going to read this. We hold that the District of Columbia is not a state within Article 3 of the Constitution. In other words, cases between citizens and the district are those of the states were not included of the catalog of controversies over which the Congress could give jurisdiction to the federal courts by virtue of Article 3. In other words, Congress has exclusive jurisdictions over the citizens they created, guys, of the District of Columbia. And through their plenary power, nationally covers those citizens even when in one of the several states, as though the district expands for the purposes of regulating its citizens, so Congress's citizens, whenever they go throughout the states of the Union. So guys, this brings us to the definitions used by the Office of Child Support Enforcement, the Administration for Children and Families, okay? And we're going to go down and look at the definition of state. State means the several states, and then it lists the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and America Samoa. So if you weren't born in the District of Columbia, and you weren't born in the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and the rest of these, you are not a United States citizen. You are presumed on a presumption that you are. Now, secondly, the District of Columbia is not a state. We just went over that in the case law. They're claiming statehood, but the District of Columbia is not a state within Article 3 of the Constitution. Very important to understand. Now, because they're claiming statehood here, the District of Columbia is claiming statehood. Let's go up and look at the political subdivision who's operating your child support enforcement program. Political subdivision means a legal entity of the state. Now the state here, guys, as you know, and we just went to the definition of, is the District of Columbia. As defined by the state, the District of Columbia, including a legal entity of the political subdivision so defined, such as a prosecuting attorney, a district attorney, or a friend of the court? Wait a minute. A friend of the court, a prosecutor, district attorney is a political subdivision? But most importantly here, guys, what they're saying here is a political subdivision means a legal entity of the District of Columbia. A legal entity of the District of Columbia. Guess what? This is saying Wisconsin, Texas, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Washington is a political subdivision of the District of Columbia. So defined, such as a prosecuting or district attorney or a friend of the court. That's why it is very important, guys, to do your research, study diligently. Now, I know a lot of you are discouraged. I hear it on a daily basis. That, oh, it doesn't matter what I do. They always tell it, they just move on. It doesn't matter. As long as you know that, it does matter, but as long as you know the truth and you stay on point with the truth and you fight with the truth instead of letting them lead you down another road that really doesn't matter, these are the facts. What we just gave you is the facts right out of the horse's mouth. This isn't, to me, it's not a theory anymore. This is reality. So until we all wake up and understand what these case laws are saying, to what the United States Chief Justices are saying to us, this is what happened, and this is what jurisdiction under. You don't have the protections of the Constitution until you correct your status. Okay? These are presumptions. These are presumptions, but there's so much misinformation out there. There's so many theories unsupported by what we just gave you. These case laws, ladies and gentlemen, are powerful. Beyond imagine if you know how to use them. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. This is my first video. I'm a little rusty. I apologize. But I will be back, and I will have some more powerful videos on this topic and others. But I highly recommend that you guys get the book, Child Support Game Over. There's going to be a link below to be able to order that book. We'll get it to you as soon as possible. Troy's on top of that to get it out right away to you. Also, if you need any personal assistance with your matter, please feel free to email me, and my email will be in the description below as well. So take care, guys. Thank you. I hope this helps, and good luck.